Welcome back to Dynamics. Okay, so this one's going to be a pro wrestling video discussing the last two premium live events, pay per view, in the case of AEW. And this is basically just going over the results and going over my review of the events, as well as talking about my predictions that I'd made before as part of the Wrestling League, which I didn't make a video about, but I don't need to lie. I'm in the Wrestling League. So, anyways, so let's go ahead and go over. We'll start with King of the Ring. King of the Ring was a pretty short event. It had, what did it have? I think it had 6 matches on it. Back when I did the league, they only knew about 5, so there's 5 predictions in this for this event. And just kind of give you guys a general idea of how I did this weekend. I ended up only missing 1 match on each event, and so pretty good, but still fell in the rankings from tied for 5th to tied for 7th. But when you look at the number of people that are still up in those top rankings, it's drastically reduced. So because I missed 2 matches that someone else may not have missed, I dropped down in the rankings. But other people missed more than me, obviously, and they dropped out of those rankings, so they're no longer tied. So it's looking pretty good. Still not where I'd like to be as far as like a wrestling league, that sort of thing, but pretty good considering I only missed 1 match on each event. So let's take a look at it. All right, King of the Ring. The preliminary match was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus, was it? This one's not part of the prediction, so I'm not able to just read it. I'm trying to remember who they wrestled. They wrestled Johnny Gargano's wife. Why am I forgetting her name? Anyways, there was a match. I had predicted that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair would win, but it wasn't part of the predictions, so I couldn't verify that even if someone wanted me to. But let's just say I predicted it, and that is the result. It was a decent match, nothing too spectacular. Jade Cargill is still a little limited, and so they're protecting her. Bianca Belair, they're playing up that she has an injury to her knee. Whether she actually has an injury or not, probably not. And if she does, it's not too bad because she's still wrestling. But yeah, it was a decent match. All right, we also had, I think the event started off, if I remember correctly, it started off with Liv Morgan versus, it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Becky Lynch. Okay, with my memory. Sometimes my memory, I remember things that I have no business remembering, and sometimes simple things like names that I should know. Just right out there, right out my head. Anyways, Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. I had predicted that Liv Morgan was going to win this match. Kind of cheating because if you follow the wrestling news, you know that Becky Lynch has not re-signed her contract yet, and she's probably going to take some time away, and hopefully she decides to re-sign with WWE, and hopefully they pay her what she's worth. Her husband Seth Rollins is still with the WWE. He re-signed, so I imagine she will re-sign with the WWE, but time will tell. But either way, she's leaving for a while, and so she had to drop the title, and so she did. She dropped the title to Liv Morgan. There was some shenanigans with Dominic Mysterio, and we'll see if it plays out where Dominic Mysterio is officially siding with Liv Morgan. But so far, even after Raw, so far they have not committed to that yet. It's still him wanting to help Rhea Ripley by making sure Liv Morgan is not the champion. But, we'll see what ends up playing out with that. Yeah, on Raw they had a rematch. Becky lost again, and that was probably Becky's last match for a while. So, all right. So I predicted that one though. I predicted Liv Morgan would win that one. Um, then we had the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. It was Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed, and I think all three of them had a chance of winning it. You know, you wouldn't be out of line to predict any three of them. Chad would be more likely to have won than Bronson, even though Bronson does need to win one of these big title matches here eventually. Great big man, and I do enjoy his work. So hopefully he does get the get that at some point in time. Just wasn't this match. Sami Zayn won the match. I had predicted that Sami Zayn would win this match, and that is what happened. So there you go. All right, Sami Zayn, good job. All right, the match solid. I think they spent too much time dealing with the whole Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy stuff. Um, I don't really think that's super interesting. Let's just go ahead and move on and put him with the Creed brothers, as they are probably going to do. Put Chad Gable with the Creed brothers. That'll be a great faction. Have Otis I'm assuming Otis will stick with Kazawa. Is that his name? Kazawa? Anyways, I'm pretty sure they'll probably just stick together, or, they might separate. But definitely Maxine Dupree and Otis will probably stay paired up. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Then the one match that I did not predict successfully was the Queen of the Ring finale. I figured they would go with Lyra, kind of build her up. But nope, they wanted to go with Nia Jax, give Nia Jax the title shot, have her be Queen of the Ring, be a strong heel Queen of the Ring. I like that. That's good. I don't know if Nia really kind of deserves it, but hey, what do you know? What do you know? She did it. So hopefully she continues to improve and show us that she can be that dominant heel. Dominant heel. I can talk. I caught in my voice. Anyways, so Lyra didn't win. A little disappointed by that, but not really. She's new. She has plenty of time to make her place known. All right. We will move on to the King of the Ring. I predicted Gunther. Gunther did end up winning that match against Randy Orton. It was a wonky finish. I'm assuming that it was not intended to be a wonky finish. I think Randy Orton is a little injured, a little banged up again. And I am pretty sure they are going to let him have some time off. And then eventually maybe they'll have him come back and maybe get a shot at Cody Rhodes. Gunther is going to get a shot at Damian Priest, which in all likelihood will be a shot at Drew McIntyre, because I really can't see Drew McIntyre losing at Clash of the Castle, but that's it for another video. So I assume we will get Gunther versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam, which will be great. But they're both going to be kind of playing up. Maybe they'll have Drew kind of tone down the heelish aspects to his character a little bit, and just be more of a just badass, not really a baby face, but kind of in between type thing, a tweener as some people call it. But somebody that people can cheer for, but still hold that edge to his character. I just can't see Gunther not being a bad guy right now. Maybe at some point, but I don't see, especially with the King character. I think he should definitely keep being as despicable as he possibly can be. All right, but I got that one right. And then the last match was Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. And it was pretty good. I would have liked to see both titles been on the line, but it makes sense. They don't want to put both titles on Cody for some reason. Be too reminiscent of Roman Reigns to a certain degree. And eventually he would have to drop it while still holding on to the world title, which wouldn't make a lot of sense. So I get it. Um, but having it just be Logan trying to win the world title is a little iffy. But anyways, the match was pretty good. Too many hijinks again, but definitely some solid performances by both of them. Some solid character play. There was a fun, standout moment, or the what are they calling it now? Viral moments, where Logan was going to do a dive through the announce table on the outside, and they had a drone flying around catching the shot. So he did like a 360 around Logan Paul, and it looked really cool. And then it caught him from above, jumping off and landing through the table. I look forward to seeing more stuff like that. They've been doing a lot more interesting shots, like following the wrestlers all the way out of the arena and having like these one long continuous shots instead of a bunch of cuts. I do enjoy the new look that they're going for, and this was another just added little piece that they have added into their arsenal, which was a lot of fun. Also, I hear that Logan is the one who pitched it. That's really cool that they're listening and letting people's ideas, even as far as like filming and stuff goes. I think that's fun. So all in all, great. Sorry, not. Excuse me. Sorry. Not a great event, but a really good event. I'll go with that. I'm happy with the results. I'm happy with my league predictions, and going technically 5-for-1 or 4-for-1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 matches. So 4-1. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to do a quick rundown of AEW Double or Nothing. I didn't actually watch it because I don't watch AEW content for the most part. I follow it on YouTube. I get clips and I follow the stories and stuff like that. I get overviews and things like that. But I don't actually watch it. I'm looking forward to hopefully them coming to a streaming service with their new deal. If they do, then I will be watching it. But I did make my predictions, and again, I only missed one match, so pretty good for someone who doesn't watch the content regularly. Oh yeah, back to the King of the Ring. My Joker pick, the one that I made double points on, was the Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul match, because you want to put the Joker pick on a championship match so that you can, because you already get double points for a championship match and then double points for Joker, getting the most points you can possibly get. Also, it was pretty much the most guaranteed match on the card. I mean, I was pretty certain about all of them, but that one was almost guaranteed. Anyways, back to this. AEW Double or Nothing, I only missed one match, so let's talk about that one. I predicted that the Bang Bang Gang would lose to Death Triangle. Not quite sure why I did that, other than the Death Triangle making their reemergence. I thought maybe they'd give them a win because they're coming back, but they're really kind of pushing the Bang Bang Gang, so they gave them the win again. Also, I think Juice Robinson returned. So giving them even more of a boost and helping them cheat to win type thing. So I got that one wrong. No biggie. All right, next match. Next, if you hear that, that's my dog again. She is laying at my feet snoring. All right, next match, Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. I predicted Orange Cassidy would win that match. Orange Cassidy did win that match. Not quite sure what they're doing with Trent. He's not like a great character, and being a part of a good guy faction kind of made the most sense for him as far as I knew. But what do I know? Maybe he'll be a great villain, but they had him lose here, so I don't know. Anyways, all right, next match, Chris Jericho versus Hook versus, what's his name, Shibata. I think it's Shibata, Katsuri Shibata, something like that. Let me see if I can. No, it's not gonna let me. Let me see if I can zoom in. Nope. Okay. Anyways, I think it's Shibata. Anyways, I predicted that Chris Jericho was gonna win this. They're gonna continue this storyline. They're gonna continue his learning tree thing. Hook is gonna continue feuding with them, And I think during the match he added another person to his team, which was that oh, what was that new guy's name from the Independents? I'm forgetting his name. Outlaw type guy or whatever, kind of like a modern day cowboy gimmick type thing, but not really. Maybe like a if you're more familiar with the product, maybe he's more likely like a gunman or like he goes and he rests the outlaws. I don't know. Anyways, you let me know what his character is supposed to be and what his name is, but I'm forgetting it right now. But yeah, he helped Chris Jericho win. Chris Jericho won, retained this weird title, the FTW, which he's calling for the win or for the world title. Anyways, whatever. All right, next match was John Moxley versus Takeshita. I think that's how it's pronounced. Koneski Takeshita. Um, yeah, John Moxley wasn't going to lose this match. They're not going to have him lose the IWGP title on an AEW pay per view. I would I would make a guess that when AEW is ready to use him in something bigger here, which will probably be in the near future, then they'll have him go back to New Japan and drop that title to somebody over there who's more of a bigger star over in New Japan. But yeah, so John Moxley won this match. All right, next. The AEW TNT Championship barbed wire steel cage match between Adam Copeland, Edge, formerly known as Edge, and Malachi Black. Yeah, that probably was a great match. Wish I had been able to see that. I like both guys, but I figured they're probably going to go with Edge. Edge is probably sticking around in the company. I hear we may get Malachi Black back in WWE, which would be great. I would love to have him back. Big fan of his. Big moment of the match. Edge decided to dive off the top of the cage, but instead of diving and to drop the elbow and to let the table and the other wrestler break his fall, for some reason he jumped, landed on his feet, and did an elbow drop, and I mean he broke his leg. So AEW is notorious for people doing things probably they shouldn't do and getting hurt in the process. So that's what happened to poor Edge here. So even though he won and retained his title, he's going to have to relinquish it, I would imagine. Well, that's cool. That'll lead to some sort of tournament or battle royal or something for the title, and those are always fun. But poor Edge, I feel bad for him. He's going to have to take some time off. But you make a mistake like that and you suffer the consequences. Yeah, it was a bad landing. It was really, I saw the clip of it and it looked like it hurt. So I feel bad for the guy, but it was kind of funny to watch. Like a car crash where it's like, oh, hopefully they're not hurt, but that's pretty cool to watch. Unfortunately, he was hurt, but still pretty cool to watch. All right, I feel bad now. All right, next we have the AEW International Championship match. Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong, and I predicted Will Ospreay was going to win this. It was just time. I mean, he's already rising in the ranks, and put a title on him, give him a chance to really succeed. Yeah. So and Roderick Strong had kind of held the title for a while and was a little bit boring, and the whole gimmick of their team, their faction, is kind of being put on the back burner because Adam Copeland is still injured. Not Adam Copeland, sorry, Adam Cole is still injured and probably isn't going to be able to wrestle for a while. So yeah, have Roderick Strong drop the title, and we'll move forward from there. All right. And then the last match is AEW TBS Championship match between Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné. I predicted, oh, not the last match. This was a really long event. Really long. I think there was like 3 main events. No, there's one main event, just three big matches, but I guess they call them main events. Anyways, there was almost no chance um, the Willow Nightingale was going to win this match because Mercedes Moné is making her big debut and they're putting in her in a title match in her first match. She was going to win this match, so it wasn't really much of a prediction. I'm not sure about how good the match was. I haven't seen any clips of it, so hopefully Mercedes Moné, previously known as Sasha Banks, is less fragile than she used to be, but she's just coming off an injury, so I would imagine she will be injured again very shortly. I'm not a big fan. I know a lot of people love Sasha Banks, but I don't know. She always just looks like she doesn't look like she wrestles clean. Like she's always hurting herself or getting hurt. She hurts other people sometimes. She's the one who hurt Paige, back before, when she was in WWE. I'm just not a big fan of Sasha Banks. And, she just doesn't look like she should be winning matches. She doesn't have a strong look to her or a style that really kind of like makes me believe. And so, not a big fan. Anyways, she won. Hopefully she doesn't get injured here in the near future. I do not wish that upon her. It's just her track record. All right, moving on. We have the AEW Women's World Championship match between Toni Storm and Serena Deeb. Toni Storm won that match. I didn't really think that Serena Deeb had much of a shot. I'm actually surprised she was even in the match. So there you go. Not that she's terrible. She's an older wrestler, more of a trainer, I think, than a headlining or main event character. That's just my take on it. Solid wrestler, though, so good luck. All right, we have two more matches. Let's see what order. Let's go ahead and do the Anarchy in the Arena match first. Anarchy in the Arena was the Elite, which is the Young Bucks, Jack Perry, and Okada. I'm always going to mess up those first names. They're a little harder for me. Kushika Okada? I'm sure I'm getting that wrong. Anyways, versus, what do they call him here? They call him FTR. That's right. FTR, Dax Harwood, and, anyways, FTR. With Eddie Kingston, which I'm surprised that, no, Eddie Kingston was injured. That's right. Okay, so I was right. No, Eddie Kingston was not in this match, but he is still on this picture because he got injured, and so they had to replace him kind of at the last minute. He got replaced with Darby Allin, who was also injured, but I guess injured less. I thought. And then Daniel Bryan. And from everything I'm reading, it was a great match. For one of these Anarchy in the Arena type matches, you got to really be into the hardcore style and just kind of like just wackiness of it all. They do a bunch of wacky spots. I mean, I'll watch it if I get the chance ever to watch it and they have a streaming. I'll watch it. But they get pretty violent and they get pretty wacky, and I had predicted the Elite were going to win. They're the big story going right now. And so, yeah, they won. And Darby Allin got banged up again because that's what Darby Allin does. Daniel Bryan didn't get injured as far as I know, and that's kind of surprising because he gets injured a lot. And FTR, yeah, they are FTR. Surprised they're still with AEW. Maybe they'll come back to WWE at some point. They're fun. They're fun to watch. All right. Last match was Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage. As great of a heel as Christian Cage has been over the last, months to a year, they weren't going to have Swerve Strickland drop this title yet. He's got quite a few more matches in him before they decide to pull the title off of him. And this just wasn't going to be it. And so I predicted Swerve, and Swerve won, and there you go. So good stuff. All in all, a really long show from what I hear, almost too long. It seems like WWE and AEW have kind of swapped places as far as doing, too long of pay-per-views, premium live events. Yeah, I mean, still, I'd like to watch it if they ever come on a streaming service. All right, well, there you go. That's my video. Hopefully, you guys all have a good day. Take care. I'll talk to you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye.